When I say viewers, don't you go viewers like that, because I know what you're like.
Yeah, no, I won't.
Viewers, viewers. What's that? That's wrong.
What?
So get out your system. Get out your system. Viewers, hello, welcome back to another video on the channel, and I'm joined by the ever fabulous Zealand the Cannon Shannon. Zealand, how are you?
Canonish.
Canonish. It's nice to talk to you when we're not in network game rivalry mode.
No, I know. I mean, I'm really going to enjoy the camaraderie of not beating you up in that save. It's going to be fantastic.
So, me and Zealand are doing a video together today. I tweeted out earlier this week, making a video with someone soon. That someone is you. Just do a little wave to the viewers in case.
But yes, it is me. It is me.
Yeah. I'd quite like your football manager conspiracy theories, please. And hopefully people have sent some in. Now, I think we've had about 200 replies and 420 likes. Some of them out blazing it, I'm sure. So we'll go through a few, shall we? And we'll see if we either agree or disagree, or basically conclude this person has lost their mind and needs some sort of therapy beyond the tweets that they've sent in. I've seen we've had quite a few from quite some prominent people. I noticed that Ellis Plutton away days has come straight in. Going defensive to defend a lead has never and will never work. Do you agree or disagree?
I want to disagree with this, but at the same time, if I'm checking myself, I very rarely use defend mentality, so I kind of agree. I hope it works.
Are you
in
a
the
defender?
future.
Are you a defender or are you a cautious?
I'm a cautious. I'm a cautious.
Yeah, I'm a cautious. So that's the tip, isn't it? Don't go to defend. Go to cautious.
Yeah,
that's where you're getting it wrong, Ellis.
I only go to cautious. Defend it's too passive. I hope it will work in the future, Ellis. So I'm not 100% on board. But as of now, defend still on that thing. It terrifies me.
I once was on a train with Ellis while he was playing Football Manager. He is one of the worst Football Manager players I've ever seen. So, genuinely, I sat there for 2 hours and fixed it for him. It was horrendous. I turned into you. It was awful. Okay, so FM Life Troy has said determination attribute does little to nothing in terms of development. Now, you've done lots of experiments based on this, haven't you?
It's true.
So is he right or is he wrong?
He's right. This is true. Determination is a good attribute in terms of your commitment to the game. It's a good attribute in making you a better teammate. Obviously, having somebody that is more determined just makes them, they're better in pressure situations. They respond better to situations. But in terms of development, it is not nearly as effective as something like professionalism. Like determination isn't even close to as effective as high professionalism. It's much closer to ambition, which according to the statistician that I made a video with one time, ambition has no statistical correlation with more improvement in Football Manager. Determination has an incredibly slight correlation. So does little to nothing in terms of development is true.
Not even a conspiracy theory then, just a fact.
This is a fact. Somebody watches the videos.
Let's see if we can find any more facts.
Well, I mean, isn't it nice if some of the conspiracy theories turn into facts?
Yeah, I like the idea that some of these aren't true, but Football Manager will be watching and thinking, we should do that. We should totally mess with them. We should definitely do that. Right, let's get to FM Girl. The assistant manager is programmed to give the worst possible responses during press conferences and team talks. I actually disagree. I rely on my assistant fairly often, especially for press conferences. Whereas you like to do them more. You don't trust the assistant managers, do you?
I don't, because every time I give it to my assistant manager, all of a sudden my star players are going, "Why'd you say you wanted to sell me?" And I'm like, "Well, I didn't." Okay, and then I just take over the press conference again. The assistant managers because you don't sign your assistant manager to be good at the press conferences, right? No. So what do you think affects that? Man management, probably, or people management is the way that it's worded in the game now?
Yeah, and I guess so. I pick friends, not assistant managers. I get assistant managers based on former relationships I've had with them as players.
Oh my goodness.
Which is that's the system you should all live by. Make friends, not assistant managers. They're my equals, Zealand. They're not beneath me. Apart from in the staff list, where they explicitly are beneath me.
When you sort by importance in the staff list,
yeah, then they are beneath me.
Okay,
then they are beneath me.
I do that, but I'll make them U18 coaches. If I have somebody that I really love, I'll make them a U18 coach. But assistant managers, I mean, they're actually pretty important. They're just bad at press conferences. I'm with FM Girl on this.
I like that when they ask, who do you think is going to win the league? And then you're the favourite for the league, and they don't say you. And you're like, okay, well, you're not on board with this project, are you? we've been doing this safe together.
Say your rival or something. You go, all right, you're out. I've had enough of you.
Yeah. Charlie Bass has come in. Making subs when you're winning by 1 goal in the second half is just a recipe for disaster. Agree? Disagree?
No.
See, I now one of my conspiracies actually surrounds substitutions. That I am someone that doesn't make substitutions when I'm leading by 2 goals, because in my brain, Zealand, the game has concluded that I have got this 2-goal advantage, and it wants me to change it. So why would I? It's already given me 2 goals. It's already given me a 2-goal lead. It would be foolish of me to then change it and potentially disrupt an already winning side with fresh players.
Oh, okay. Coming from someone at Wolves, right, in the network save, which you reference, I win a lot of matches 1-0, and I don't win those matches 1-0 by making no changes in the second half. FM22, players get more tired. That's just something like players get more tired. More things make players tired, which I think is good. It's more realistic, and so subs thus have a greater impact. If you're winning by a goal, 15 minutes to go, bring in that defensive midfielder. Swap out your wing for fresh legs. I am a huge proponent of that. That's the sort of thing that I love to do, and it's why I have a bunch of 1-0 wins. I take the lead, and then I hold the lead. That's just what I try to do. And so I disagree with you, Charlie.
Before we started, I said, only mention the network game if I bring it up. So why on earth are you talking about your success with Wolves again? What's happening?
Well, twitch.com/Zian, if you want to check out
Good. Do you make subs based on player performance or always fitness, or does it depend? Like,
both.
If my player's really suffering, yeah, maybe I'll take him off with like 5-10 minutes to go. But if I see Leon Bailey, for example, on a 6.1, he's off, regardless of my theory or not.
Yeah, that's like, I will sub based off fitness and poor performance. But if I
which one's more important though? Which one's more important?
What do I think is more important? Fitness, because even if you have a great rating and you have that like bright red fitness thing, you're a ticking time bomb of injury, and you're certainly not going to be effective. So Football Manager, it's possible for you to be effective. It's just less likely, because in Football Manager, you make worse decisions when you're tired. Which means if you have a great player that you trust, he was great in the first half, he scored a goal, whatever, but he's on bright red fitness, which is the lowest that you can possibly be on, he's going to make very poor decisions from that point on relative to the decisions that he was making in the first half and before. So if the player is still just that much better than everybody else in your team, then why not leave them out there? If you have no other option, then you got to leave them out there. But they're going to make poorer decisions. So I think fitness subs are probably more important.
Yeah, fair enough. I agree that like subs in this game can be crazy, especially if I'm goals down. I'm like, right, attackers are coming on, flying past defenders. We're going for this.
Yeah.
Right, let's find another one. Out of Context FM, my second account has come in.
It's weird that you would tweet it yourself like this. But
I sometimes like to. Clicking on attacking when you're losing ticks a secret box that ensures that you will never score. Clicking on time wasting when you're 1-0 up ensures the opposition will have one more huge chance. I disagree, but I'm curious to see if you equally disagree.
I disagree. I think this is one of those things, because FM's got all that RNG that you will click attacking, and I did this. I can't remember when. It was pretty recently. Oh, it was I was in a European playoff in my like stream save, right? And we're down a goal, and 1 goal away from going to Europe or tying it so we can go to penalties or whatever. I go into attack. Final 30 minutes of the game, on extended highlights, we got 0 highlights. 0.
So it's true then. You're with it.
Yes. So it does happen sometimes, and it's frustrating, but I mean, that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
I think it's funny, isn't it? Because especially when you're doing videos, obviously I do Let's Play stuff, you do a lot of stream stuff equally. It seems counterproductive, because I do it now and again to go cautious when you need a goal. Or to stay imbalanced when you need a goal, because sometimes you can go too fast, right? You've got to remember that when you switch to attacking, you're basically making your team play much quicker. That's the idea of it. The tempo rises, your passing gets a little bit more direct, and sometimes that's counterproductive to the way that you actually play and the players that you have in the team. Yeah. And sometimes that gets forgotten in the change of it. Sometimes you do want to actually slow it down to try and sort of carve out a chance rather than force a chance.
That balance drives me crazy, because the balance between I need to be more aggressive and we need to push the ball forward to my team, both of my strikers are 5'7". We can't push the ball up the field and have them win it. If you just start telling your goalkeeper to take long, to distribute long because you're losing with 15 minutes to go, and you don't have anybody up there that can win the ball, you're just handing them possession back. You're making it harder for you to come back in the game. So I can understand how, if you aren't taking that into account, what Out of Context FM is saying is right.
Yeah, it's funny though, isn't it? Because if you've got teams that are playing like a 4 at the back and you can isolate those players, playing attacking will probably work. Whereas if you're playing like a flat 5 and a 4 in front and 2 defensive midfield players, then playing faster, as you say, is just going to let them say, well, fine, we could defend this all day. You do have to consider what other teams are doing when you make that choice. I feel like, sorry for taking this seriously. Let's get into some conspiracy theories. I want some crazy ones here.
I mean, you had to know I was just going to be dropping knowledge bombs all over the place.
Yeah, well, thank you for saving Thames after all. Saving Thames. I did 200 episodes. You saved them in one day, apparently. It makes me furious. Well, there's one you won't agree with. I'm not even going to click great staff make no difference at all, because
Johnny,
I don't want you to.
Bring it out.
No, leave it, Zealand, leave it.
Come on.
Someone get him. Someone send someone around. NYPD, get him over there. Okay, Sam's come in, Z, with firmly believe in a luck modifier. Like, I'll be flying and save, come off for the day. The next time I play, my team will be dreadful, and vice versa. Oh, is there a luck modifier in Football Manager? I dare say we don't know.
There is a dice roll. That much we do know. And that dice roll is like your consistency. But this shouldn't be affected by you leaving and then getting on the next day. But there is a dice roll. So if you start a match and all of a sudden you're like, why the is my team so bad today? You just got a bad roll. Right? Because more consistent players roll closer to their potential, but on certain days, your midfielder's first touch might just be 2-3 worse than it is normally, because that guy's he's just not as good today. He's not at the races today. His dog is at the vet. It's sick or something. Like, I guess that's what they're trying to simulate.
I want that as a news item. We need that as a new. I need to know if my players have got dogs that are potentially ill. We need to.
You don't need to discriminate any animal of value to you emotionally.
Yeah, but if I know that the pooch isn't particularly well, I'm not starting him. Do you know what I mean? Like, have the weekend off, mate. I can't risk it. If Benji's quite a dog-friendly name. If Benji's not well, then we must do something about that. That's going to be clipped up. Someone's going to do that.
If I ever get a dog, when I get a dog, it's going to be named Benji.
I bet it will be as well. Yeah. You're a horrible little man. Okay, fair enough. Thank you for doing this video.
Yeah, it's an absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Another person, Nikki. The luck modifier is 100% a thing, and I think people do think it is related to the idea of you closing the game and opening the game.
Playing Football Manager is like playing poker. There is always going to be luck involved. Always, because you're not controlling everything that's happening.
Yeah, there's that too. So. This is a good one. FM Edinburgh. Looking at an opposition player before a game makes him have a worldie of a game. This has happened far too regularly in my life.
Yes, yeah. This is definitely true, because you like affect yourself mentally. For me, it's I look at them and I go, oh no. This guy's better. Yeah. He's better than anyone I have on my team.
I thought we were going
to win this game, and now I'm not so sure. Like I'm looking at a team that's in the relegation zone, and they have Donis Avdijai, who's like an actually good player, and I go, oh dang it. This is not going to be fun.
It feels like it's related to players that have previously played for you, or players that you were going to buy, that you're like, oh, I was going to buy him once, and I've not bought him, and he scored twice, and I hate him, and now I'm going to rename him. I hate this guy. And it's like this happens all the time.
And you don't do the press conferences, but you always get the same question, like, what's it like coming up against insert name here? And you go, well, I hope he doesn't have too much of a good day. He scores 4 goals against you. You go, oh, cool, fabulous. Glad I let go
afterwards
of this guy.
They go, oh, insert guy name here was really good today. It's like, yep, because you asked me about him. It was your fault. You brought him up. I forgot. Yeah. I didn't even know he was here. Yeah, that happens. That seems to happen all the time. A longer highlight, more than likely, is a goal will be at the end of a longer highlight. More often than not.
You know who mentioned this? The first time I heard this was from Fox in the Box when we were playing a streamer showdown. It was a really long highlight. And he's like, oh, you know what this means. I'm like, what? And he's like, that's a really long highlight. It's going to be a goal. And then it was a goal.
What did he say? Sorry. What did he say? What did he say?
Well, he said that a really long highlight means it's going to be a goal. And
That's very
Anyways,
similar to Foxy.
Yeah. No, and it was a goal. Now, I don't know if this is true at all, but obviously I have some bias on it being true because the first time it was introduced to me, then it was true. Now, some highlights do seem to just carry on forever. And I love the ones that you think are a highlight for one team and then they bounce the other direction. Like they take the shot and it's saved and the goalkeeper distributes it and the other team's in one-on-one. That just makes everybody feel great.
I always have this theory that if the highlight starts with a corner, you have a good chance of scoring from that corner. But if you win a corner, you never score from that corner. Like, it so rarely happens. But if you just if the highlight begins, corner. I see Tonali running up. I'm thinking, here we go. There's a front post weapon about to be unleashed. But then if we dribble down the line and it goes out, never results in anything. To the point where I don't even commentate it in videos because I feel like I'm that confident. Yeah, fact.
Wow. I really hope you score a league-winning goal on a late highlight corner. What do you think of this? Do you actually think this is true as a longer highlighted goal or not?
Yeah, generally I think it probably is. If it goes beyond like 60 seconds, what are we doing? You know, so there has to be a payoff. I've been watching this for too long, so I'd assume that there probably is more often than not a goal if the highlight goes. We all need to sit here with stopwatches and find out, don't we? That's the only solution.
We need time ranges. We need data for data entry,
time
please.
Ranges when? Yeah. How long is a highlight? At what point does the goal go in a highlight? We might be breaking the game here by talking about this. Someone's going to do this.
It's possible. I know.
Yeah, there's always a goal at the 16th second of every highlight.
It's over 45 seconds.
Someone creates a mod where there's just a timer, like a shot clock. Oh no, we should not have brought this up.
Honestly, it is possible that is a thing, and that's what's hilarious. Is that like the goal on a normal highlight is scored at this time or at this time? Oh
God, no! What have we done? I'd like to think this is not in any way possible. I'm gonna assume not. So Steve's put, and I love this, he's basically called out his father here. My dad is adamant he's going to leave the room to win a game. I thought he was going mad, but he proved it to me once that whenever he's in the same room as the game, he doesn't win. But when he leaves the room, he does win. How much is he playing? Like, how much is he spending out of the room?
What does he do? Just go for 25 walks a day?
Yeah, is it just a touchline ban at all times? He sets the team and goes, lads, I can't watch this. It's like Billy Bean in Moneyball. He can't be there.
He can't watch the game. He's in the weight room.
He can't be there.
He's in great shape. He's just in there doing the bench press before the match is going on.
Yeah, he's ripped, but he's terrible at match days.
My favorite part of this is that he proved it, which means he sat in the room and lost and then left the room and won. And I just would love to have seen that, Steve. I would. Steve has seen it. How can I argue with the visual proof that Steve has seen?
I like the idea but there must be times, though, when his dad leaves the room, he comes back, he's just lost 2-0, and he's like, oh, it's not worked this time. Usually this works.
No, he's sitting there like, well, I just didn't go away far enough. Now he's going to go down the street, and now all of a sudden he's winning again.
Gets in his car. It's just like, I'm going around the block twice.
Yeah, all right. Go around block. If I go around the block twice, I click my heels and I buy a glass of milk at the store down the street. That's the only time I'm able to win. But the fact that this actually works cracks me up because the reason that it works is that his dad's in-game tactic decisions actively make his team worse over time, and that cracks me up. Yeah, that's what must make it work. He
has to leave.
Yeah,
I wonder if he goes further, depending on how big the game is. That'd be my question.
Champions League final, it's a road trip to Paris.
It's a holiday. It's like, we're going on holiday. Let me just set the game. What happens at half time? Who's clicking? Who's clicking to continue at half time?
You've got somebody that comes by to feed the dog or something, and you just, hey, can you click the space bar once on my desktop?
Yeah. Yeah. Can you sort out the fish and do the bin? And by the way, just hit spacebar once, and that very strange.
That'd be great if you could give me an update on the score. I'd really appreciate it.
I need video proof of this situation, Steve. I'm gonna need more. Okay, Evan has said, I've never seen a red card appeal be successfully overturned. Never! Exclamation point. I can't remember the last time I did. I don't appeal them very often, to be fair.
It was probably in like FM20. I've had it happen before to the point that I don't question the appeal because I'm the type of person that would make fun of it if it never happened. But it was not an FM21. I don't think. Yeah, I think it might have been an FM20. So a while ago. That being recently, I have not seen it be appealed, and I've had some pretty weird, soft-looking red cards given over the years.
Yeah, I feel like it's again, it's one of these really subjective things, isn't it? That if you see it in the 3D engine, you have to base it on what you've seen, and what actually happened based on like the text commentary could often be very different to what's been seen visually.
Yeah.
So I'm too afraid to maybe add an extra game on or be told it's frivolous or be fined. So I just leave it. Again, I'm flicking through these. Quite a few of them are just like reiterating ideas that everyone's got. So if you click an opposition player mid-game, guarantees they'll score at some stage. Too dangerous. Too much of a risk. Making subs or tactical changes during a highlight will end in disaster. Have you noticed there's one thing actually that I'll bring up sometimes? There'll be a throw-in, and before the throw-in's taken, you make a tactical switch or like you do a shout.
Oh, and then the highlight
disappears.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I am convinced they are goals every time. Like, I'm absolutely convinced. I see it happen in showdowns. Like, I had a theory at some stage. I thought Kev was doing it on purpose because he knew that meant he was going to concede. So he would immediately make a shout change to disrupt that highlight. Yeah.
I mean, I don't.
I've never won a showdown. For those that are curious, I'm that paranoid about it.
That sounds one. That sounds like something Kev would do. Two, I often do this on corners, and I think it's hilarious. Like, I'll get a highlight. Right, it's late in a match, and I go, okay, time to put everybody up. It's a corner, and I'll like take two more players and put them in the box, and then the highlight goes away. And I'm like, oh, apparently I needed less people in the box to turn this into a highlight or something. But I usually am playing myself with that.
Yeah. No, it seems to happen all the time. Okay, Joe's written in. He's put, team meetings are a brilliant way to derail a title challenge. Do you find this happen often? Because I do.
This is true. This is 100% true, because guessing how good your team thinks they're supposed to be is like the hardest thing in Football Manager to do.
Some players are always angry.
Yeah, some of them are always angry, but this is the key to team meetings late in the season, is trying to figure out how much your team's opinion of itself has changed.
I've had to do that recently.
I don't have a degree in psychology, so I don't know what they think. They're at the beginning of the season, we wanted to fight bravely against relegation, but now we're in second. So how good do they think we're supposed to be? Happy to go lucky to be here. Like, what? I don't give the late season team meetings. I don't. You're so much more likely to ruin it. I ignore them. Late season team meetings, I don't do them.
Okay, I'm always in two minds. Because I've had it recently with Milan where I'm in a really good space, a really good run. So it's like, I guess I can. But this is stupid, isn't it? I'm saying to myself, I can probably risk a team meeting here. We'll probably still win, which is not a way to deal with like a workforce, is it? It's like, I guess I'll go and chat with them a little bit. Team meetings are a brilliant way to derail the title challenge. I think most people tend to agree. But do you think the player interactions is like one of the things that they still need to nail and get right? Because I feel like when sometimes you talk to a player and he's scored 2 goals and got an assist in his last 4 games, and you go, your form's really good recently, and he goes, no, it's not. Why have you brought this up? I can play much better than this. It's like, and then he's completely lost his mind. It's like, take the compliment and get out of the office. What is your problem? Why are you so annoyed?
The best one's the international stuff. Like, they make their first international appearance, you call them in, hey man, congrats, and they go, whoa, what do you mean? No, I think
you're checking up on me out of work. What's going on?
I had no idea.
That's why they're annoyed.
It's just like the logic is gone sometimes in player interactions, and that's what makes them dangerous. Is sometimes if they were completely logical, and in a lot of cases they are, you bring somebody in, hey, we need to increase the cash flow, that's why we're selling you. Oh, okay, that makes sense, you're in debt, whatever. It'll stay logical most of the time, but sometimes it just gets wild, and you can really screw your team. I mean, a broken promise or something can completely derail a team.
Yeah. The idea that humans being illogical can sometimes happen. Welcome to Twitter. Thank you for all of your conspiracy theories. If you'd like to see us do this again, do leave a like on the video. Thank you for Zealand, or thank you to Zealand. Not thank you for Zealand. I mean, it is Christmas, but not thank you for Zealand. Thank you to Zealand for being a part of the video. We've done a video on your channel.
We have, yeah. We've done a video talking about rating your tactics. We both tweeted something out. We both responded to what you guys responded to in the tweets. So if you enjoyed this, then you should enjoy that as well.
You will. Make sure you go over and subscribe to Z. We'll be back for some more of this at some point, I'm sure. And the network game continues into the new year. Thanks, Z. See you soon. Take care, everybody. Oh, and we do a podcast. Do you want to sell 20 good minutes for 20 seconds?
20 good minutes. Hour-long podcast with only a third of it being good.
It's not as good a sell as I'd have wanted, really. But take care, everybody. See you soon.